Hi, everybody. This is a wee bit of alchemy. I'm Rick Barrett. Welcome. Today, I'd like to continue with our self-training jins and combine the four essential jins of Tai Chi, the Peng, Lu, Chi, An, and do that and with the idea that we're going to combine them into one exercise, but we're going to be very aware of each jin as we're doing that. And for if you're just tuning in, a jin is a way of expressing chi through your body and directing it by consciousness. And there are many types of jin. It depends on what quality you want to create with your body as you're doing it. And but the four essential ones are Peng jin, which is kind of an up and out energy, an expanding yang style, yang energy, which is expressed in the ward off posture in Tai Chi. Liu energy, which is a down and in energy, and that's expressed in the rollback. Ji jin, which is two forces coming together, one yin, one yang, and with creating a vector. You actually got two vectors coming together and creating a resultant, which is like a directional force coming from bringing those two together. And that's expressed in the press posture. And the Anjin, which is a complex energy, which goes like this. It's kind of circular. It's like a wave, a big watery wave that comes up and then down and then up and through. And so each of those energy, and that's the one that's expressed in the push posture. And the push posture is, kind of misnamed because it really brings out the worst in us in terms of Tai Chi. It causes us, for the most part, to kind of think in terms of muscular force. And it actually is we're talking about Anjin, we're talking about the actual quality of the energy in it. Each of these energies can be trained so that they can be expressed in basically any posture. So we train them with these specific postures just to kind of reminders of, oh yeah, we're doing Peng Jin now, and so that has a quality. But each of them can be expressed in very small movements, such as if the let's say Anjin is, I can express it with a very quiet movement like that, right? And it has all of the juice of this, but it's a very compact kind of thing. And each of these movements, and this is a general rule, is you practice them big and then smaller, smaller, smaller until it's like nothing. So it looks like you're not even moving, and you're able to direct the jin with a minimum of physical effort. The Ji jin, you can just have this quality there and not even move and create this energy, which is projecting forward. Lu energy can be a very simple down and in kind of energy with very little movement, and the same thing with Peng, where it doesn't have to be a ward off posture. It can be just a simple, you can do it with two hands. You can just have that quality there. It's basically saying expansion. You're creating this like an expanding balloon there, which it's actually two forces. One is going out in all directions. The other one is kind of compressing inward. So you create these poles in opposition there, but you can do it with one hand and with very little movement. So anyway, these are ways of doing it. So if you're just coming to this conversation, I suggest you go back to and review the last 4 or 5 videos where we talk about Jin, how to train Jin, and how to train, specifically training, self-training each of these individual Jins. Because today we're going to move farther forward, and you're going to have to, if you're just coming to this, you'll have to catch the moving train on this one. But we'll be moving slowly, so it should still be fun, even if you're just coming to it. So please stand up, and we'll do some Jin training. Let's begin with our 3 pillars. We're going to establish the 3 pillars of body, mind, spirit integration. Feel the 3 nails on each foot, the heel of the foot, the ball of the foot, the big toe, all along the big toe line, the medial line. We're feeling into the medial line of the body as we do this, so that wherever the body's position is, even if I'm shifting like this, I'm feeling my medial line, and I'm lining up with the medial line of my foot as well. If I shift the other way, I'm feeling this, my center of gravity, the medial line of my body, and feeling that now I'm lined up over this foot, and feeling feeling that down into the 3 nails in its foot. So let's sink into the heel nail, and this way we're accessing the yin chi, and feeling settle into that. Knees are unlocked, and with each breath, each time you exhale, find yourself sinking a little bit. That is, you're letting go of resistance to gravity. Your muscular resistance to gravity, you're letting go of that. And especially in the hip area, you're letting go of muscular tension in the hip area, so that you can just sink. And as we do this, we open the bubbling well points in the center of the foot. And this allows the yin chi of the earth to enter the body mind. We are accessing the big chi of the earth, the big yin chi, as we do this. In each breath, a little bit deeper, a little more, sink a little more. Reach for the crown of your head, tuck in the chin, open the jade pillow gate. This allows us to access the yang chi of the heavens through the bai hui point. That's at the top of the head. The crown is at the upper back of the head, around the posterior fontanelle. When we open the jade pillow gate, we allow the Jingshen to rise and fill the entire body mind. Particularly rises and fills the spiritual center in the Niwan Gong in the brain. So we're allowing these 2 big chis, the yang chi of the heavens, the yin chi of the earth, we're allowing them to mingle and replenish our own chi. Just feel into your hands as you do this, and just notice that there's sensations there, tingling, pulsing, sense of fullness. As we fill up, reach with your elbows and open up your shoulder joints. All you're doing is just rounding your arms a little bit, turning your palms backward so you're facing behind you. So the back of your palms is facing forward. And opening up the shoulder joints then allows we're unkinking the hose there in the shoulder joints, just as we unkink the hose in the jade pillow gate. Point and reach with your index fingers, and shift your center so you're over the balls of your feet now. Point and reach with your index fingers and feel into the energetic coherence that gets created there. Feel the subtle changes in your field as you do that. Also the subtle changes in your connective tissue system, your fascia, tendons, ligaments, cartilage. The key here is to feel your index fingers, not just point, but to feel them. And the pointing is minimal effort. And now we're going to open up the quad, the hip joint. We do that by spiraling down one side, then the other. Nice and easy, very relaxed, keeping the center. And as we spiral down into one leg or the other, that leg becomes substantial. That is, most of our weight goes into that leg, but we still maintain our medial line over that, the medial line of the foot. As we do that, nice and easy, and so you're releasing muscular tension in the hip area. So you're allowing for an energetic connection between your legs and your torso. So you're connecting the yin chi of the earth, the yang chi of the heavens in a very efficient way. And then go back to center and just hold that. And just feel into your body. And remember to reach with the crown, tuck in the chin. And so if we, just to refresh the the idea of, first of all, we want to get nice and relaxed. So grab your wrist with your other hand, and then when you let go of that, the arm just drops, right? So we want to have no muscular tension at all. We're starting with zero. Grab it again and pick up a little higher and then let it drop, right? So that's the arm is just completely dead weight. Now we're going to pick it up, and this time hold it there and point with your index finger and feel that energetic coherence. You're activating the tensegrity of your connective tissue system now, in addition to creating a unified chi in the body. And as you slowly let go of your wrist with your other hand, you increase the internal pressure, the chi pressure, to be able to maintain that posture with your hand with a minimum of effort. When I say a minimum, the absolute least amount of physical force necessary to maintain that position, and then you bring the arm out to the side, and same idea here. You're pointing, you're reaching, and then you want to feel that. You want to feel that and feel how the arm needs very little energy in order to maintain its shape. And I'll just go over and press down with the arm, and as you press down, point with the index finger, and you're balancing the internal pressure with the external pressure using the least amount of physical force you can. And then just gradually increase the pressure till you have quite a bit going on there. And so this is a crude Jin. This is a way of just, the real basic kind of Jin here. That is, we're using our mind, consciousness, to direct the energy and express it through the body. And then let that go. And so then bring the hand down. And this time with your other hand, bring that up and point and reach. And this time just feel the Jin without the testing. Okay, so this is, you want to be able to get so that you can access the Jin anytime, anywhere. And getting coherent, getting your energy coherent and activating your connective tissue system goes a long way toward being able to create a Jin. And then bring your hand down. And so we have a Peng Jin where we'll do it with both arms. Just bring your arms up and reach and extend outward. And just feel yourself filling up and expanding as if you're blowing up a balloon there in between your arms. And so this is Peng Jin here. That is, you're creating a shape using a minimum amount of physical force, but you're still having a lot of effective power. In fact, even more effective power than if you're just using pure muscle. But the key here is that these fingers, these index fingers, that alert your connective tissue system to shift from muscle power and into the tensegrity that pervades your whole system, creates a whole body network. The sometimes called the living matrix. And then bring your hands down. And then just pause a moment and feel into your hands and notice the activity going on there. So we've already begun the process of cranking up the chi. We're plugged into the big chi, and now we're doing something with it, directing it with consciousness, with our minds. And so it then is able to create a bigger flow throughout the whole system. And that feeling in your hands is a signal that your whole body mind is moving into a heightened state of wholeness. And the chi is, you're having a whole body energetic connection. So now you bring up your hands in front of you, nice and soft. And here we're going to do some Lujin. That is what we see in the ward off, and that is, it's going to be down and in. So, and this is a yin energy. That is, we're moving, or a yin movement. So we're pressing down as we're doing this. That is creating this down and in energy. We're reaching down with the elbows, the wrists, the hands, and then we can do it to the side. We're coming right down to the side or to the other side. Yay. So that's the Lujin. We practice that in the rollback posture. And the Ji Jin is bring your one arm in front of you, curved in front of your body, and the other, the palm of your, let's say my right arm is in front of me, my left palm faces, it touches my right palm. You can also do it with the wrist, but we're going to do it with the palm touching my left palm touching the heel of my right hand. And here, the one hand, my right hand is pressing in as my left hand is pushing out. Very softly, I'm reaching with my elbows and opening up my shoulder joints and allowing the chi to move through there. So this is an expanding. So we have this, you can do it, you can feel the pressure with each hand pressing against each other, the yin coming toward my body, the yang going out. And that gives you a clue about the Jichin. And then bring the hands down. And then the Anjin is what we do and push. And that is hands come up, circle in, press down. and come forward and out. So you can think of like you get a beach ball in your hands. You're bringing it up here and you're pushing it down into the water and feeling that resistance there. And then you bring it forward and then the ball just shoots out. And so you can feel that kind of that there's a circular flow there that's going on. It's like this big wave that's coming through you and out. So those are the jins. So let's do it with the postures. Okay, so we'll do it nice and slow so people can follow along. All right, so just begin with your right foot forward. Here we go. And feel the Peng chin. You want to curve your arm in front of your chest so the palm is like right on the center line there. And where if you got buttons, it's right where the buttons are, right on your center line. Notice that my elbows is dropped, my shoulder is relaxed, and my arm is very relaxed here. Okay, as I do that. And for testing this, you can test it so that think of the energy is coming up and out, and you can just place your other hand on that and just point and reach. Here I've got my right hand pressing, activated here. So I'm gonna take my left hand on the wrist and then pull in and down and just equalize to that as you press, you point with your index finger. So here you have the palm chin. You reach with your elbows, open your shoulder joints, and just feel that gradually expanding to meet the incoming pressure. And that's where we have it there. So we're going to come up like this and into a press posture.
It's a ward up.
Ward up posture. I'm sorry, ward up posture. Thank you. And then the Lu, we sink into the right leg, open and then turn, sink into the back leg, and hands come down. This time the energy is coming down. So you can think of it, you can just feel use your other hand to just feel the energy coming down and through. So we're here, we go like that, down and through. And then for G, we sink into the back leg, reach up at the wrist, sink into the front leg, spiral down to the left, and then turn and bring the hands together. And then my right arm is pressing inward, my left hand is pressing outward, and the resultant is shooting out that way, shooting forward with that. And here again, I want to reach with my elbows and open my shoulder joints. So there's an expansive quality to this. And then for the on chin, I sink into my back leg, sink into the heel of my back leg, reach up with my wrist, and then sink down, press down with my hands, sink into the front leg, front heel, and then ball of my foot, press down with the big toe, and then push forward. So we have this create this wave, this circular wave coming there. Okay, so the drill is going to be, we start with the arms down, sink into your back foot, reach up with your wrist, sink into your front heel, front ball, big toe, and ward off. So feel that Peng chin. So just pause a moment and just feel that expansive quality, particularly with your right arm. Open up, reach with your right elbow, actually both elbows, open up your shoulder joints and feel the energy moving through your arm. Now sink into your right heel, reach, left heel, and turn. Okay, and as you're turning, there is a sense of pulling down, but it's not a pulling, the energy is coming down, just almost like think of like a waterfall, like the waterfall coming down. It's like, there's the energy is pulling you down. You're going over the waterfall with this, and it doesn't require a lot of muscular force. You're just kind of feeling into that flow there. And then reach, sink into your heel of your left foot, reach with your wrist, heel of your right foot, sink into that, set the knee, and then press. Feel the hands coming together as if they're squeezing. Reach with your elbows up in the shoulder joints. But if the image is if you have a butterfly between your hands, it's not going to be harmed. That's how light the force is. The energy is being created by holding these poles in opposition. That's your chi. Now sink into your heel, separate your hands. Reach up with your wrists. Feel that like your hands they're being lifted up into the air. And then reach down with your elbows and your wrists. Your hands come down. And it's kind of like that waterfall there again. It's like, whoa, that's coming down. And then sink into your right heel and the right ball. And you're feeling that you're pressing down with your hands. Your whole body everything is sinking down. And then you press down with the big toe and then whoosh forward. That's your Anjin, your push posture. Sink into your left heel. And we're going to do Lu again. Roll back. Feel that the energy just cascading down. And you're just merging with that descending force. And then sink into your left heel, reach up with your wrists, sink into your right heel, and then ward off. Feel the ball of your foot, press with the big toe. Feel that expansive energy in your arms. Sink into your right heel and turn, open. Sink into your left heel, left ball, big toe, and feel the energy cascading down. Left heel, reach up with the wrist. Reach with your elbows. Feel that. So what we're creating here, we're mobilizing the chi by doing this. Just by picking up the wrists, reaching with the elbows, and spiraling down to the left. We're mobilizing the chi. Now we sink into the right heel and spiral down to the left. So we're winding up here, further mobilizing the chi. And then press down with the ball of the foot, the big toe, and press. And then left heel. Feel that the arms floating up as if they got that beach ball there, and the water is pushing them up. And the water pressure is pushing it up. And now you're going to reach down with your elbows, and you're going to say, okay, no, we're going to go down here and feel that force. We're mobilizing the chi here. We are feeling the pressure under our hands of that beach ball kind of pushing up against the hands. We're using our tensegrity to maintain that posture. And now we sink into the right heel, the right ball, right big toe, and push. Okay, now we're going to do it a little smaller. Take it to your left heel, reach with your elbows. Lu, roll back. Now we're going into the ward off. Reach up at the wrist, right heel, right ball, and very soft. Reach with your elbows, open up your shoulder joints. Feel that chi in your hands. Feel the energetic connection throughout your whole body. Feel the tensegrity of the whole system. Now sink in the right heel, turn, roll back, sink in your left heel. Feel that energy, that yin chi coming down, down, down. We're just merging with that downward chi. Nice and small. Feel that it continues, and it continues to infinity. So it's going down, but it doesn't stop. It just keeps spiraling down, 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 like a bathtub drain to infinity. It's going, and just feel that energy. And then now we're going to go in the other direction. We're going to feel the heel. Reach with the wrist. Now sink in your right heel, right ball, right big toe, and chi. Press. Look at your left heel. And that beach ball, floating your arms upward. Reach with your elbows. Open your shoulder joints. Now you're going to sink it down. You're going to press it down. And feel that the ball sinking. Look at your right heel. Feel that pressure. Right ball. Right big toe. Push. Now we're going to do it even smaller, almost invisible. So we're going to begin with Luchin. Feel that down and in energy. And then ward off. Chi-Jin, or Hong-Jin. Feel your big toe, your ball of your foot. Feel that the energy is getting created, the yang chi that gets created by that. Lujin, roll back. Your left heel, turn. Down, down, down. Feel that going down to infinity. And then right heel, right ball, right big toe, chi, press. Left heel, hands come up, reach down with the elbows, right heel, right ball, and push. Yeah, hands come down, turn. And just pause a moment here and just feel into your body mind, feel into your hands, feel the energy. With each breath, find yourself getting a little more sung. Releasing muscular tension. Becoming more and more aware of everything that you can do without that extraneous muscular tension. Good. So now we're going to turn this around and left leg forward. Put your left leg forward. And we're going to do same idea here. We're going to reach up, stick into your right heel, left foot's forward, so my back leg, my right leg, and then sink into my left heel, turn and ward off. Feel that Peng chin now. Now we're going with the it's inside out now, so we're getting familiar with the the mirror image. The energy is the same, but it's being expressed differently through the body. And turn, open, sink into your right heel, right ball, reaching, reach with your elbows open, and feel that down and in energy. Lu, roll back. You can feel into that yin chi as we sink down, feel that being pulled down. Sink into the heel of the left foot. Or actually, sink the heel of your right foot, reach up with your wrist, sink the heel of the left foot. And left ball, turn. Press, chi, chin. Feel that. Reach with your elbows. Reach with the crown of your head, tuck in your chin. Feel that whole body connection. Feel that chi chin. Open. Actually, take in your back foot, back heel. Feel that ball floating your hands up. Now sink down with your elbows. Press down with the wrist. Feel that resistance of the ball down into the water. Right, the left heel, left ball, left big toe. Anjin. Your right heel, turn. Lu. Down and in. That yin direction there. Left heel. Actually, right heel. Wrist come up. Left heel. Left ball. Left big toe. Pongjin. Ward off. Open. Right heel. Right ball. Right big toe. Lu. Left heel. Actually, right heel. Wrist come up. Notice that my fingers are just sort of hanging as I bring my wrists up. Reaching my elbows. Very soft. The arms are really very soft right now. Then my left heel, left ball, left big toe, press. Right heel, reach up, ball, feel that arm floating up, and now you're gonna sink, ball comes down, feel that pressure under your hands. You're gathering, you're mobilizing your chi, feeling that big wave, and then heel, left ball, left big toe. Now we're gonna make it smaller. Small loop. And then press, or I mean push, ward off. Peng, smaller. Small loop. Small chi. Press. On. Small. Taking the same amount of energy, we're just making the movements a little compact. And even more compact, even less. Low, ward off. Low. Chi. On. Hands come down. Now feel into all those postures simultaneously. Both sides. This goes beyond your rational mind's ability to conjure up. So you have to kind of shift into that superconscious state and just open to the energies existing simultaneously. All the different energies, all the different directions existing as potentialities simultaneously. We practice them, so now they are to some degree in you. You have access to them. The more you practice them, the more available they become. But right now, we're just going to taking it one step further, and we're feeling into the recreatable potentials of energy that we have access to right now. Feel the effect that that is having on your body mind, on your energy field. Eat the chi, take it in, sink into your heels, and just lap it up. Feel it circulating throughout your body. Every cell being renewed by this fresh energy. And step in. Go into the balls of your feet. Inhale. Feel that yang expansion. Feel the peak of yang expansion there. And now sink into your heels and throw it all away. Dissolve into the emptiness, letting go of all form. Please have a seat. Any thoughts, questions, comments? Richard.
Could you talk a little bit about the difference in vectors between Peng and Li? G, I mean.
Sure. So Peng is up and out expansion. It's probably the simplest of the energies. It's kind of very similar to wood chi in my mind. That is, it's just kind of this upward thrusting, expanding kind of energy. So it's just we're taking that kind of quality and we're packing it into a Tai Chi form. But there's that kind of thing. Whereas Chi there's and this is one way of thinking about it. There's many ways to go about it. The way I like to think of it is my right hand is pulling in toward my chest. And this is a yin movement. Okay, it's coming inward. My left hand is reaching outward. And that's a yang movement. So we have yin and yang colliding against each other, but with no force. So it just those two energy vectors are colliding against each other. The hands are just there to hold a shape, and that is creating this energy field that is of these two poles in opposition. Instead of splitting them apart, which we usually do, these are coming together, and then it's saying, okay, squeezing those together. It's like squeezing a grape and watching the skin breaks open and the grape shoots out. That kind of thing. The energy is squirting forward as we do that.
And just a little bit about the difference in the hand position in the two.
Okay, so there are a number of ways to do it. One way is to bring your hand to the wrist, right? Other people do it backs of the wrist together, back of one wrist against the front of the other. You can do it palm against palm. You can do it, I like to do it palm against the heel of the hand, right? So the palm of one hand against the heel of the other. That to me feels like the strongest energetic connection of the two there. And then you're kind of bringing your Lao Gung points into contact there.
Okay.
They're like you're getting so the Lao Gung points are and if you take the middle finger and bring it down like that, right? Where it lands in your palm there, that's your Lao Gung. And that's where it's a pericardium 6, I believe. And that's where the excess heat from the heart is dispelled down your arms and out your palms. And so that's where you get a lot of, images of healers, with their healing with the palms of their hands, the energy is coming out there. And if you feel a Tai Chi ball, you can actually, you can feel those two positive poles pushing against each other. And so you get that kind of thing. So you bring those together there like that, and you're creating a field there. Even though the direction of my right hand is yin, my left hand is yang, the energies coming from the two Lao Gung points are both yang. So then it kind of creates a field, like a magnetic field there.
And in Peng, the relationship with the Lao Gong points.
They're facing each other, but at a distance.
Okay.
So you're kind of creating the Tai Chi ball there. And Master, actually most yang forms, there is you can do with the palms facing each other, or one palm down, one palm, the other palm facing your chest. So there's, a variety of things there.
You can't believe how helpful that was.
Oh, good. Yay.
Thank you.
I can't believe
Years
it.
of not knowing quite where my hands and fingers go.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad to be of service there. Cool.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Any other thoughts, questions, comments? Debbie.
Just a comment, as we did that more and did it slower, I was surprised at how much more aware I was of my root. Whereas I was trying to focus on the energies, and suddenly I realized that I was more rooted than I've been in maybe ever.
Wow, that's great. That's so good to hear. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Valerie, did you have something?
Yes. When we, and really, really, that was great doing right and left, and I believe that when we got done then, that there was this like helix, the spiraling of energy. And I was just I wasn't able to really hold still because it was moving me around. So yeah.
Nice.
Good job. Good job.
Beautiful. Great. Cool.
It's-
Anybody else?
I was just going to say it's funny that right before you started to the other side, I said to myself, oh boy, I'm going to practice this to both sides.
Oh, cool. It's your fault. Well, anybody else? Scott.
So we've talked about this in person. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on camera, but it was really amazing to me, especially tonight, that how much easier it was to use no force on my non-dominant side. Like when I got to the left, it was like, there was just no effort whatsoever. It was because like you've said to me, we've talked when we were working together that, your dominant side has got all this history and story and all this stuff and everything else. And left side is just kind of flopping around there. So, wow. Yeah.
Cool. Good. Good observation.
And at the end, when we were, when you had us feeling everything, feeling all the energies and everything, it was the weirdest thing. It was like, remember in the old days when you used to have to tune your TV and you would tune it and you would get it just right and it would be like crystal perfectly clear. That's what my vision and the feeling of my energy was. I just felt like everything was perfectly tuned. It was really cool.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Terrific.
I want to double up on what Richard said about, just going through the explanation again of the difference between Peng and G. I know the difference, but it's nice to hear it, very clearly, very simply put. And I'm running through my brain and my style and all the different places that we have, where we have the G and then we have the Peng and, the different postures for that. So yeah, that was a great question, Richard. I really, really appreciated that.
Oh, thank you. I hope it wasn't too simplistic.
No.
Terrific.
If you don't have a beginner's mind and you can't hear the very basics it put in a very simple way, you're kind of missing something.
Yeah, good point. Those energies, following up your point there, those energies are expressed in a whole number of different ways throughout the different postures in the form. The different shapes that we go through, and we keep coming back. They keep being repeated. And there's some simplified forms in the ward off, roll back, press, and push. But we see them throughout the whole form in different ways, and so it just and that's why it's beneficial to do a whole form where you get to explore the different manifestations of those energies. Cool. Anybody else?
Good. We're good.
Scott?
Just one more, when we were doing rollback, and you would said, I can't remember exactly what you said, something to the effect of just being the energy or merging with the energy. That was very helpful visual for me.
Good.
Definitely,
And I think
yeah.
like imagine like the power of a waterfall, the yin power of a waterfall, right? And so
Right.
yin is not soft and fluffy. Yin can be like, incredibly powerful. And so we merge with that yin energy with our physical body, and then it's like we're being carried along by this energy that is greater than just the muscle that we're putting into it.
It was palpable.
Yeah. Jonathan.
Are you gonna put bathtub drain to infinity in your new book?
You like that one?
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
It's a good image, right?
Yeah, it's a good one. I remember this. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, turn me loose for a minute and this stuff comes out. But anyway, bathtub drain to infinity.
And
The picture and everything,
And beyond.
And beyond. Great. Okay, kids, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you, Maria.
Love you,
Thank you.
Maria.
Thank you, production
Hey,
staff.
love you guys.
Love you, Maria.
Love you too.
You guys.
Bye-bye.
Be well, everyone.